During the battle for Sidi Rezegh on the 21st November 1941, a figure frequently seen where fighting was hardest was Brigadier Campbell, commanding 7th Support Group. Tasked with defending the airfield, Brigadier Campbell took a very active role in the day's work, including carrying out reconnaissance for tank attacks and even forming up his tanks for an assault, standing up in his car with a blue flag. Fighting continued the next day, and Brigadier Campbell continued to be right with his men, even manning a gun to replace men who'd been hit, not once, but twice. He appeared to lead a charmed life, not being wounded until the last German attack of the day. In spite of his injury, he carried on leading his men just as he had all day, directing the fire of his guns to repel a German tank assault at very close range, and finally going forward once again to load one of his guns personally to replace a casualty. He refused evacuation for his wound, remaining with his men and keeping up the defense of his position. Brigadier Campbell, like Second Lieutenant Gunn before him, had enlisted in the Honorable Artillery Company right after the declaration of war, though in Brigadier Campbell's case it was in August 1914, right after the First World War had begun, when he was 20. He served in the trenches in France and received the Military Cross in 1917. Between the wars he remained in the Army and even served on the equestrian team at the 1936 Olympics in Berlin. When war broke out again, he was already stationed in Africa and remained there for the rest of his war, receiving 2 DSOs before the fighting at Sidi Rezegh. After receiving his VC, he was promoted once again and made General Officer commanding the 7th Armored Division, one of the most famous of all Second World War formations. But this would not last very long, as he met his death in a car accident on a newly laid road in February 1942, barely 3 weeks after his VC was gazetted.